Why did we do this to ourselves? I don't know, but at this point, we've been in it for so long. I can't imagine doing anything else. Yeah, we're fucked. Cool.
Being
Yeah.
hireable at some point. Like I call myself unemployable, and trust me, I've looked. I'm like, maybe I just need a real job, a quote unquote real job, right? I just need a real job. I'm gonna let go of all of this like Schadenfreude, right? Tears at your heart, and I'm just gonna get a real job. And like, I can't get a real job because my only skills involve show business, because that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years. And so they're like, oh, well, can you do this? I'm like, yes. So it's okay. Here we are. We're in this. Let's make the best of it.
We're stuck.
And then, of course, like something else happens, and I'm like, oh, God, this is the best fucking thing ever.
We are the
Get Reelisms Podcast.
I am Adam Chase Ready.
And I am Christine Chen. And surprise, we're both filmmakers.
We get into it by sharing secrets, advice, and gossip in filmmaking.
And we even get our other filmmaking friends to share theirs too.
So please, everybody, join us for
an ode to filmmaking.
Welcome to the Get Reelisms Podcast, episode 164. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am Christine Chen, and today we have a very special guest, Ashley.
Hi, everybody. I am Ashley Atwood. I'm an Emmy-nominated actress and producer and the director of the Desert Playhouse.
Woo! So
in a nutshell.
The reason why Ashley gets very is because we go way back, like way back. So there, a long time ago, I think this was 2008.
2008, 2009.
Yeah, 2008, 2009. This was after undergrad. I forayed into narrative. I dipped my toe into narrative filmmaking. And this was after doing docs in undergrad. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try this narrative filmmaking business. And I wanted to do a short film called Revelation. And so
I've never seen, by the way.
I was telling Adam, I was like, I've never seen it either. This is a learning experience. Yeah. I didn't know anything at this point. And Ashley tried out. She was the lead. We casted her as the lead. And the lesson that I learned on the set was don't hire people based off of what they have. And so I had decided to hire this crew that I knew had certain kinds of film equipment, but I didn't hire them based off of how we would work together as a team. Mm-hmm. And it left, unfortunately, a very bad taste in my mouth and made me leave filmmaking, like narrative filmmaking, for a bit. After that, it was just a terrible experience for me. I was like, it just sucks. It was like everything that I wanted as a director, I would be told no, basically. Or like it would be a fight to get it. Or I was second guessed at every turn. Or I would say, let's do this. And then the other person would just do whatever they wanted type thing. So like, it was just such a terrible experience. And the funny thing is, like, now having gone on our journeys and stuff, I look back, I'm like, man, I should have just edited. We had good we had good stuff. I should have just edited something and just put it out just to have something. Mm-hmm. But when you're in the moment and you have had such a terrible experience, it really discourages you from putting anything out, because one, it's not like how you saw it in your head, and two, it brings back bad memories when you're in the post-production process and all sorts of stuff. But that's why Ashley's never seen it. Sadly.
I still have flashbacks of being strapped into that ambulance and seeing my reflection in the ceiling of the ambulance. I could see it still 16 years later. Like, it was traumatic as an actor because it was so real in the moment. But that's all I got of it. I've seen.
Good. Yeah, we had a great behind the scenes guy, Richie Guerrero. He was amazing. He was a volunteer, like BTS photographer who I'd met because he would take the photos for the fire department that I had volunteered at. And so unfortunately Richie has passed since. But that's what we got. We got some of the best BTS photos were from that. set still.
I had to learn that lesson too, Christine, 15, 14 years later. Sometimes you end up trusting what people say they've done and whatever, and you get into business with them and you're in the middle of it all. And as hits the fan, I don't know what I can say or what can't say on this, but
You can say whatever you want.
And then you're stuck in this situation with a lot. For me, it was a lot of money invested, a lot of time, a lot of relationships, a lot of everything, and then you get screwed. So.
I feel like if you've been in this business long enough, you will have at least one experience where you get screwed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took me out. This was all during COVID too, so pile all of that on, plus the COVID and then the 2 strikes and everything. So it took me out for a while too, but I learned a lesson.
Yeah, I think it just happens. This is an industry that makes it easy for predators to prey on vulnerable people who have hopes and dreams. And
which is why I created my acting school.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. And you have to learn. That's like your initiation into the film industry. One of the things: have you been screwed over? Have you been not paid? And then there's some. There's like several of these like a little initiation things, but this is definitely one of them is being screwed on one of your sets.
Welcome to Showbiz.
It's so great all the time. I'll have these conversations with like friends who have been in the business for a while, and we've gone through the ranks together and through the years, and there's the conversation's always, yeah, you're still in this, yeah. Why did we do this to ourselves? I don't know, but at this point, we've been in it for so long. I can't imagine doing anything else. Yeah, we're fucked. Cool.
You're unhireable at some point. Like I call myself unemployable, and trust me, I've looked. I'm like, maybe I just need a real job, quote unquote real job, right? I just need a real job. I just need a real job. I'm gonna let go of all of this like Schadenfreude, right? I'm just gonna get a real job, and like I can't get a real job because my only skills involve show business, because that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years. And so they're like, oh, can you do this? Yes. So it's okay. Here we are. We're in this. Let's make the best of it.
We're stuck.
And then of course, like something else happens, and I'm like, oh God, this is the best fucking thing ever. I love this so freaking much. It's boom, something happens.
Yeah, and then you're re-inspired again. Always the cycle.
Yeah. I love it. It's like, give it to. Just shoot it.
Yes.
Tap it in there. Let's go.
Put me in. Oh my gosh, it's always like that. Yeah, it'll be at various points of your career where you'll run into them on a set. And you just look. Everybody has this tired look, and it's, oh wow, you're still here, and they're also surprised. Oh wow, you are too. And then it's this like respect. Dang, we're still in this together.
Yeah, but that's true though, because especially as you get to our age, like people are dropping out, right? Like the sweet-hearted film school students that got in, they're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then 5 years later, they're like, I'm out, and they tap out, right? They tap out early. This is not for me. And so those of us that have been around in the business for 15, 20 years, no matter what our success level is, there is a matter of respect in that. You're like, yeah, you've stuck it through, because we know, even if we don't know each other well, if you've been in the business that long, you know that you've been through those initiation processes. Yes. So you're like, there's like a camaraderie there, even if you don't know each other well.
It's a trial by fire.
There's a comment we just got on our Instagram live.
We've got several
from D Lynch 47. Have I been approaching this all wrong? Lifeguarding until the big break isn't the move.
No, you gotta be in it. You gotta go.
You gotta be in it,
head
man.
first into it.
Yeah.
Falling forward is exactly.
I am also gonna say keep the day job as long as you can, because it gives you, and I tell this to my students, it gives you the ability to go say F yourself to those people that are trying to screw you over, because you're not sitting there going, oh God, I need the job, I need the break, I need this, I need that, I need this. But if you have that day job that's paying your rent and you're your basic needs are covered by this day job, then you can pursue your craft more creatively and approach it in a more open way than this terrified, desperate, needy way, which is what leads especially actors down the path of being taken advantage of and being coerced into X, Y, or Z that they didn't need to be. So keep the lifeguarding job until you're working so much that you absolutely cannot do both.
Accommodate it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think. Oh shit! Sorry, I just somehow stopped. Okay, cool. I'm still here. Gilbert Baker Film Festival said, "Falling forward, you have to be passionate and keep on going." Very true.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you so much. Great for you for bringing your scenes. But I think we gotta talk on what the practicality of what Ashley is saying. Diversify, or have your day job so that, like, for me, I have several different businesses, and that's what Ashley has too. She has a coaching and an acting coaching business as well. These are all the things that allow us to have the flexibility that is needed when you do need to go be on set for a whole month. That's the hard part. When you got to find a day job that allows you flexibility, and that's why so many actors, I think, go into the service industry and everything. I went to entrepreneurship, so my day job is I teach piano and I mentor at AFI and other film institutions as well. I enjoy teaching because it's a way for us to get better at our craft too, understanding the whys and everything. And but you're always going to have lulls of time where you're going to wonder if you're ever going to work again. And exactly what Ashley says, if you aren't somehow financially securing yourself in a way, you will be put into situations where you act desperately, and desperation always yields poor results and decisions. But yeah.
I have a friend that's been a lead in 2 Nickelodeon shows, and he still does like fitness training.
Oh, wow.
When he's not there.
Yeah.
Still, you know, and it's like, to me, that's a great move because he's putting money away for retirement, because we all, no matter how much we love this business, there's going to be a day where we're too old to work and we need to be able to put that money aside. So he's putting that money aside. He's creating security for himself. So I love that he's doing that. And to me, it's like a perfect example of, hey, what is making it? I would consider having 2 series regs on hit shows for multiple seasons as making it, right? Yet he's still there doing his side hustle or doing his side gig because, hey, you don't know when that next one's going to come.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, this industry is just, you just don't know. And so you have to just prepare yourself for the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Yeah, because you are also, are you still in the real estate business as well?
I got out because the acting school was
doing so well.
It's doing good. It's taking up a lot of my time. I would like it to do better. Obviously, it's a new business, so it needs to make more money. If you're looking for acting coaches, it's all on Zoom. But so I do need it to do better. But really, it was taking up so much of my time, and I didn't really love real estate. It was just like money. And it started to be where it really wasn't making that much money for me unless I was putting in full-time hours. And I didn't want to put full-time hours in. I wanted to put full-time hours in my acting business because what lights me up, right? Let's be real. I'm 43. I need to do things that are lighting me up. If it's going to take me away from my family, then it needs to be something that I'm passionate about. And I call that, to my students, I call it a parallel career instead of just a side gig. I warn against the bartending industry, which is great when you're young, but I'm old, y'all. I'm not going to go bartending anymore, right? I'm not going to do that. If you can build something and have a career that you really enjoy alongside of your acting career so that it's not a drag to go to work every day, and God, I can't wait to quit this until like when my acting career takes off. I can't wait to quit. Then you're like, you've got this Q word in your brain all the time. And what's that gonna bring to you? It's going to bring quitting to you rather than coming to something that you're giving like your whole heart and your passion and your joy and you're lit up all the time. That's what the universe is going to keep bringing to you. Opportunities for you to be lit up and passionate and joyful. So let's find those things that you're also excited about alongside your acting career so that you can have this blossoming life. And it's it sustains you through the hard times. It keeps you through all of these freaking strikes. God forbid the fires. Like it's just this past 5 years has been horrible, especially for Los Angelinos, right? So if we have all of those things that are still lighting us up, it's gonna create a sustainability for you long term, and you can stick it out for the long term. So if you are those Helen Mirrens or the Morgan Freemans that don't hit until their 40s or 50s, you are sustained in a healthy way, financially, emotionally, with your family life. If that's what you're wanting to do, is start a family, like all of those things, you can have this sustainable life as an artist. So
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think that's perfectly said. A parallel career. I like that. Yes, my Get Realisms is my parallel career. Teaching is my parallel career because I enjoy doing both of them. I don't feel like it's a drag at all. And that makes it's even better if it's like hand in hand, like it's related, because it all builds on each other. I love mentoring and teaching at AFI. I get to meet new students and see what they're working on and work on their film sets, and you utilize whatever technology is in at that point. So it's just, I don't know, find something that is related to what you want to pursue. Ashley's is perfect. She always has been acting, and she has so much insight she can bring to her classes, to your students and everything. And that's why taking her course is that much more useful, because of, it's not like she hasn't been in the industry for a while, like you go to a university. She's in the trenches, and so she can say, hey, like right now casting directors are looking for this. Right now, this is what you need to do, spruce up on this. And she can give like really good real life advice to hopefully jumpstart your, budding acting career and everything. So yeah, it's,
I also get to produce their stuff. So it lets me produce content for them as well as, teaching them acting. So I get to make, if they're joining my boot camp, I get to make little 1-minute short films for them. And so I'm producing little short films all the time, which is still a blast, right?
Yeah.
Even if I'm not getting to act in this. So I'm coaching them in their acting, making sure their acting is up to snuff, and then I'm producing these little things. And we meet out in LA and we shoot all of these little short films. And so with my parallel career, I've created something that enhances and uses all of the experience that I've had throughout my career thus far. And I get to keep listening to podcasts. Like I learn from your podcast. I learn from a gajillion different podcasts that are on all the time, taking classes all the time. I'm still like utilizing and gaining more and more skills as I'm sharing it with everybody else, like a little river of knowledge.
Wow. River
It
of knowledge.
comes to me and I go through me to other people. And I don't know. It's cheesy. So thanks for calling me out on that.
It's a good turn of phrase. Yeah, you always want knowledge to flow both ways, right? Knowledge is power, not to quote He-Man here, but it's almost like you're giving back in a way. But at the same time, you're trying to survive. We're all trying to survive. But having those different avenues is very essential. And I can't even imagine what for actors, like going through the audition process, going through all of the trials and tribulation, even if you get an audition, called back for another audition, get to the very end of that stage, like with the screen test, you still are going to be, in jeopardy of losing that part, that gig, whatever it is.
You're always in jeopardy of losing that job. There is no such thing as security in it, because you're just not. You could be at the table reading, you get cut. You could shoot the pilot and then you not get picked up into the series. You could be killed off in the series.
They cut it in the cutting room.
Yeah, you can't do it for the fame or the money, because you will lose that really quick.
Yeah.
You will lose that passion, that drive really quick, because you'll go, what do you mean I don't have a red carpet every week? What do you mean I'm not nominated for Academy Award yet? I've been in this for how long, and I'm not even, you can't be in it for that.
No.
No,
you can't.
It's fleeting.
Yeah, so having
It'd be so depressing. This feels like a depressing.
No, it's not.
It's
It's reality.
reality.
Yeah,
it's reality. And I think it needs to be talked about because a lot of people often feel ashamed if they are pursuing a parallel career or a side hustle or whatnot. And I think it's good to shed the light that this is a survival of the grittiest. It's how long can you stay in this game? What we're offering these solutions are ways that you can maintain yourself from a financial aspect and not have to rely and be desperate, and these are the situations that can still fuel you and so you don't burn out and enable you to stick to it for another year or two despite the fact that strikes have happened and there doesn't seem to be like there's any work at all. It just we just came from COVID. You would if you jumped into your career, nobody in the world could predict some of these things that happen. And so you need to bulletproof your career in a way that no matter what happens, you still wake up every day and you're still excited to put in whatever time and energy it will take to progress just a little bit in the direction that you set out towards your goals. So because everybody goes through this process of like, man, like I'm working this side job and stuff like that. I went through that process when I moved from Austin to here. I had to rediscover like, okay, because LA is a whole other beast than Texas, completely whole other survival beast. And so going back and reevaluating, all right, like how do I pay rent when things are even more competitive here and more expensive here and everything. You just have to have a reality check. And so do whatever it takes, literally do whatever it takes to stay in the game.
That's right.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Ashley, I guess when after walk through so you might hear some extraneous noise. But walk us through what the journey of your journey was as an actor and then becoming a producer and then finally ending up where you are right now. What was the last 20
I was born in, no, just kidding. I would say that I started as a dancer and a live performing artist. I still love theater, still do all of that. So theater was my base. I called theater like the ballet of acting, right? Like you gotta have that base technique.
That's interesting.
Right? That's gonna be going to the bar every day and that's learning the goods. So I love theater, still welcome a theater job if it pays enough, which is the problem, right? Doesn't really usually pay very much, but I love theater. So that's where I started. And then I have a dance degree from Kilgore College, actually. And then I found film and television as I got older. I had my first baby and I started to get older. I hurt my Achilles in New York as a dancer and I never really bounced back from that. I still danced for a couple more years, but I couldn't compete as a professional dancer anymore. So I started leaning into more traditional acting. That turned me into film and television. So started doing film and television a little after my first son was born. I was probably like when we met, you were one of my first jobs that I ever booked. And I knew that LA is where I needed to be for that. But I started to build my reel out in Texas before moving to LA, knowing that I would need some sort of footage, some sort of experience under my belt before getting to one of the most competitive places in the world. So I started going through and auditioning for short films, feature films, anything I could get my hands on and that would actually book me. And after about 2 years of doing that, I moved to LA. And it felt like I hadn't done any of that. I'm going to be real. I showed up to my very first audition in LA and I remember being terrified, shaking a leaf and blowing that audition. I was like, I'm never going to audition again. This was horrible. what am I doing here? I'm trash.
Sure. After a bad audition.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it was because I was so nervous,
Sure,
right? Because
sure.
I had put so much pressure on myself that I was gonna be like, they were all waiting for me to show up to LA, and I was gonna take the world by storm, right? And they were all gonna hire me, and that I'm gonna be just so fabulous. And I just put all of this pressure on myself that it shut me down. So I say that to mean it doesn't really matter how prepared you are. You still come in and you're new. Once you get to LA, you're back at the bottom. You're back at being the tiny fish in this giant ocean of things. So it was pounding the pavement forever, trying to get something that didn't look like poo on my demo. Or actually, see, as we know, Revelation never came out. It either never comes out, or it looks like caca, or I remember being, and I have changed my ways since then. If anybody ever says, hey, can I show you something? Say what before you say yes. Okay, because I was on a set and, hey, can I show you something? And the dude pulled his pants down and showed me his erection. I shit you not.
Way.
I shit you not. I was like, good to know that won't ever happen again. Navigating through all of that stuff, and that film, I can't use it on my demo. Nobody, I hope, will ever see it because it was such a PS, right? Sure. All of those things happening in LA, I was like, it was horrible. It was horrible. All of that kind of stuff happening. Finally joined Playhouse West in LA. I still shout from the rooftops how much I love them. And I send my students, once they move to LA, to go to Playhouse West for acting training. And I studied with Bob Carnegie and Holly Gagne out there. And they started encouraging me to create my own content. Right. They encourage everybody to create their own content. But like specifically, I was like taking it to heart because I had been there for about 5 years at this point. Hadn't made any traction. I wasn't getting co-star auditions. Of course, I wasn't getting guest star auditions. I wasn't getting studio work. Like, how do I get seen? Right. I was going to all of these workshops. I was doing all of this and like nothing. And so finally just decided to create my first short film. I was like, fine. Fuck you, fuck all of these people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my life under and take control of it. And so I created Mimi's Misadventure, was my very first short film that I did. I raised $10,000. I called Christine. I was like, how do I use movie magic and the schedule and budgeting and all of that? I was like, help me use these tools. And then I found a director named Rudy Romack, who had directed me in a couple of other things, because you weren't in LA yet, Christine. Mm-mm. You were still in Texas, I think.
Very much in Texas, yes.
So Rudy had cast me in one other project. So I was like, hey, can you direct this film for me? And he found a great cinematographer to work with. And then he brought his crew in to work with. I hired actors from Playhouse West. And I created this little 10-minute short that just went crazy in the film festivals. And it was so much fun to play a character which nobody would ever cast me as. I was in charge. I got to see what it was like to be behind the audition desk, right? And taking in these auditions, headshots, resumes, paying people, paying crew. I'll never hire that makeup artist again because I was in her chair and she was complaining about everything. I was like, you realize I write your checks, right? Like, I'm paying you and you're complaining to me. So it made me a stronger actor because I wasn't sitting there going, please hire me, with having any idea. It's more than just, are you talented? It's more than just, what do you look like? There's so much more that goes into the casting process, into the filmmaking process. Having that perspective really just opened my eyes, right? Like the Matrix, like whatever pill opens his eyes. I don't know which color it was. That really did just launch my career. The next year I produced with a little group of filmmaking buddies from Playhouse West. We called ourselves Thursday Afternoon Films because we started meeting every Thursday to be accountable for our own filmmaking. So every Thursday we got together. Hey, I'm writing this script. Okay, this next week my goal is to have X, Y, or Z done. And we all started holding each other accountable for what we were doing. Then we read an article, I think it's the Duplass brothers, that were like, just challenge yourself to make 12 short films in 12 months. Just make them. And so we accepted that challenge, and we did 10 in 12 months because we still had like holidays or whatever that people left or whatever. But 10 short films in 12 months. Some of them were great. Some of them were horrible, but they were all fun to make. They were all like, we rotated. Some people wrote one and then I directed one, which I learned I will never be a director. Same thing with cinematography. I will never be a cinematographer. But we all took turns playing different roles in the filmmaking process during those. And we really found our strengths, what we were passionate about, things we loved doing, things we weren't strong in, things we weren't strong in but wanted to be stronger in, and started taking classes. And there's a lot that we learned during that process. And I highly recommend doing that to anybody that has like a little filmmaking family. Then the next year we did Wild Yogis, which was a series. So we did the 10 short films and wanted to do something different the next year. And we were like, let's do a series. So we did a little mini 6-episode series called Wild Yogis, which we love, and shot that. And while I was shooting that is when I started getting big opportunities coming my way. So then the Poison Rose happened because, again, I was understanding what people, so I was networking. I was like, when I went to networking events, I wasn't just an actor begging for a job. They were like, oh, what do you do? I'm a producer and actress. Oh yeah, what are you working on? I blah, 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 blah. And I was able to talk about all of these things. I'm currently shooting a series called Wild Wild Yogis. It's a spoof on the wellness industry and influencers. And oh, that sounds funny. And started getting people, meeting people that needed what I had to offer. Okay. So I got hired on the Poison Rose. I didn't audition for that. I met them all through networking, and I got to act with John Travolta and Brendan Fraser and like all of those big things. And then that led me to my next job, which was Hell on the Border, whom the producers and the director of that knew that they were looking for somebody that could do a Southern accent and do a Western, could ride a horse and all of that stuff. They're like, you need to take a look at Ashley. And they did have me audition for that. And I booked that job. And that was with David Giassi, who is now like, I don't know if he's done lots of series. He was in Interstellar, but now he's like on one of my favorite shows called The Diplomat. And he's a British actor and he's fabulous. Anyway, with him and Ron Perlman and Manu Intirami. I always say his last name wrong. I'm sorry, Manu. I love you. So there was that. And then I decided that I wanted to do a feature, produce a feature. And my publicist put me together with who shall remain nameless. He had a script that I loved, and I still love to this day. Love that script. And it was a Christmas film, and I wanted to do the Christmas film. I started producing it, and I teamed up with him because I thought that he would be able to teach me a lot about the post-production process, which I didn't know. I knew how to make a film at this point. I knew that I could make a film, no problem, right? I knew what to do. It was like what to do after the film is made, right? Like, how do I get it distributed? How do I make sure it's edited with a good budget, but also not just like scrappy? And I thought that he would be a good mentor in that. And it turned out he was not. And now we did get nominated for an Emmy, so he knew something, but he wasn't a good mentor in that realm, right? So I got left out in the cold in it. But that's my producing journey, and that's where, because then I got hired to do American Boogie Woman as well. But that was an audition. That was from my agent. Mm-hmm. So that to say, everybody, all of the actors out there, I just need an agent. I have one job from an agent.
Wow.
One job from my agent, and all of that. Opportunities are there. But you cannot wait for them. They can't wait. You can't wait for them to give you, because the reason I got seen for that was because I have this on my demo and that on my demo.
And up until this point, you've had an agent for quite a while, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have several agents here and there because I'm not getting any auditions. Oh, you need new headshots. Oh, you need a new demo. I'm not getting, you need headshots. It's just always something with the agents. And right. And in reality, sure, it could be your headshots. It could be your demo. Or it could just be the fact that it's not your time yet. I don't know. Sure. I still don't get auditions really from I get some, but I don't get called in a lot from my manager and agents, even though I have like crazy good stuff on my demo. It's just, you got to be able to create your own work. So it wasn't until I started creating my own stuff as a producer that my career really took off. And not to say that it wasn't a change in luck or that I did it on my own. I think it's a combination of happened to meet the right people because I was putting myself in the right places. Sometimes I met the wrong people. But that's been my journey so far. And now I've got the acting school, which I'm trying to help people navigate around the bullshit. I don't want them to be propositioned on a rooftop. I don't want them to feel like they have to do business with this person because it's going to help their career, because they need that mentorship. I'm trying to help them navigate around all of that by giving them the resources and the power that they have from within. It's the Ruby Slippers. You've had the power all along, Dorothy, and just like show them the way through from the beginning, how to navigate around all of that and give them the empowerment from the beginning and skip all of the bullshit.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you had all that experience too. Sorry, go ahead, Christine.
Oh no, I was gonna say one of the biggest thing that you highlighted that I think is really important that I've talked to people a lot about, especially actors, is creating your own stuff. Yeah, I'm a big supporter about that. I've taught a class in Austin several times about this called Create Your Own Content. And the reason from a casting, directing, producing aspect is because producers, casting agents, people aren't that creative. And it's hard for people sometimes to see somebody who's been in a certain role all the time and imagine that person in a completely different other role. It's just hard for people to do that. If you've casted yourself in a role that is similar, is more in the direction of what you want to be in. Let's say you want to be a spy or whatever that specific role, and you cast yourself, and it's easier for that casting agent and that producer to be able to watch that. You can, and that's the thing. A reel is not like a full-on film. Like you give them a snippet, so they see that 1 minute, 2 minute scene, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see this person as the lead. Oh yeah, I can see this person as this. And that's why having the power to cast yourself and put yourself into short films is taking your career into your own hands, in my opinion.
It's not only that, it's you got to think about what casting directors are seeing, right? Let's put yourself in their shoes. They're seeing minimum of 1,000 little thumbnails of headshots.
Yep.
Right.
Minimum, right? So your headshot has to give the impression of what they're looking for, right? It has to give that aura of whatever. Not saying costumes, I'm saying like aura, vibe, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Vibe. Then so maybe 10% of those get called in. They're only seeing 25 people these days for a co-star, 25, 50 max, right? And you're starting with 1,000. If I've only got 25 slots, 50 slots out of 1,000 people, am I going to trust somebody that's never been on set before to come in and do this job and pay them $1,000, $1,250, I think is the rate these days. Don't quote me on that, but it's a lot of money for one line if they've never been on set before. How am I going to trust that? Right. So even coming in with A, no demo, B, with a self-tape as a demo, which I hear a lot of casting directors say that's okay, and that might be fine, but look at it from their perspective of, have you been on set before? Do you know how to run yourself on set? Can you do 5, 6 takes, 7 more takes in a row because you're doing it from different angles? Can you handle yourself in front of celebrities with all of the lights, with the camera in your face, all of that stuff, right? If I've only got that many slots out of so many people, to me, the demo goes, okay, they've been on set. Here's how they act. I think I can give them a shot. Right. Do somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to take that gamble. Yeah.
No. And so,
yeah, it's their reputation on the line, right? That person shows up and freaks out on set because they've never been on set before. That's the casting director's reputation. Like that, it's their job too. Casting directors, similarly to actors, they have to fight for every job that they get. Yeah. They're a contractor too. They don't know when they're going to work again. They're fighting, they're using their skills and their talent and their relationships as a leverage for their work. And if their actors show up on set and blow it because they've never been on set before, that looks bad on them, and that hurts their ability to maybe get a job in the future. Maybe not, but maybe. And that maybe is tough when your rent is $3,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. And then the other thing about being able to create your own stuff is perspective. I think that was a big thing that you nailed that I really liked. Because when I first produced the short A Bird's Nest and Two Roads, I had an actor that actually co-produced with me, Adam. From doing the experience that he learned was the casting process, because you realize, oh, it's not always the best actor that gets casted at all. Being on the other side, we would watch so many auditions where we were like, wow, this person's amazing actor, but we cannot cast them because they're this height, or because they're just slightly too old, oh, because they don't match this other actor that we want, oh, because there's just so many freaking reasons for it. Yes.
Yeah. Or because if I hired this actor, I know that I could sell it in Germany for this much money.
Right.
So I think having that perspective is very helpful. And then when you are making your own film, having the perspective of understanding everybody else's job is even more important. And so I can tell the actors as a director, I can tell the actors who have had experience beyond just acting, because there's a level of respect for everybody else's job, and there's less of a questioning when asked to do certain things. So like sometimes you just got to hit a mark so that you're in focus. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't feel like that's what your character would do, right? But when you've made your own stuff and you're the one who had to shoot, and you're like, oh crap, I can't get this person in focus because they have to stand exactly at this moment for me, then you have a greater respect for why each position requires certain things. And I think that is the biggest benefit of creating your own stuff, is understanding why each department is important.
Right.
So, yeah.
100%. And it helps you in your performance too, because I've always been a quiet observer. Even if I'm not called, I'll sit on set and listen because it's fascinating to me. I know what the different lenses mean. If I know they're going to an X, Y, or Z lens, I know what that means for my shot. I know that I'm either super close up and I need to watch it, otherwise I'm going to be like ping-ponging on the screen, or it's super wide and I can be more free with my movements and creating the scene more like a play. I understand what's needed for my performance because of my understanding of the equipment, the terminology, the way things are happening and it helps me be a better, more team player on set.
Yes. Yeah. And just being in the post process, I had a lot of students who took my create your content class be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how terrible I was at continuity until I got to the editing room and realized I kept switching my arms and I couldn't use any takes. So things like that gives you perspective and helps you become a better, stronger actor. And these little details are what makes you stand out from everybody else, because we notice that because we're under the gun. I had the opportunity to direct last year. It was pretty much a full-on feature in 8 days. I noticed how good my actors were. I could tell that they could take any bit of the scene and go forward, backwards, just this one line. Let's do these 2 lines. Let's change the line on the fly. That was just unreal to be able to see them work that way. And
Versatile.
That just comes with a lot of experience.
Sure.
My computer is about to die. I've got 9.
Oh, you're not charged up?
Not my laptop. I should have went and grabbed my laptop charger. But
it is a little
there.
after. We're a little bit brushing past, but this was a great convo. Thank you so much, Ashley, for being part of it.
My phone, I just literally tried to unplug my phone to be able to plug it in because of the same situation. I'm like, oh no, my phone did it like spazzed out. I was like, what did I do? Plug everything back in.
If somebody wants to take your course, where do they go to check it out?
Okay, so I have the Desert Playhouse is the name of my acting school. You can go to thedesertplayhouse.com. It's pretty easy to remember. I have 3 different courses. I have a callback coaching course on Monday nights. This is a live audition practice. You come in, you do your audition live. I give you feedback and a redirect, and then you do it again, and I leave you with some notes, things that you can work on. Then I do a table read and mock audition class, which is really fun, and people really love it. There's a theme every month. For example, this month's theme were sitcoms. We did Friends just a while back, and we're about to do Abbott Elementary. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but you have to submit just like you were submitting for a job, right? So they have to submit their headshot and their resume and their demo. And I send them an audition invitation, and they have to send me an audition on tape. And then I cast them appropriately, right? Depending on their audition. You get written feedback from your materials and from your audition. And then we have our table read, and it's twice a month. And we go on Zoom and we read the script in your role and your character. And then we discuss it, right? Like we discuss what we learned about the script. What are some things that we liked, didn't like, character arcs, all of these things on different ways to pull our information as actors out of these scripts. So that's a fun one. And then I have the Talent Launch Boot Camp, which is the big kahuna. I have the big one in the summer in June. And it is, I shoot you 2 short films, micro short films. They're a minute each for your demo. You get 1 comedy and 1 drama. So I produce those for you. You get coached in your acting. You get rehearsals, all of that kind of stuff. I hire professional actors to come across from you. I have a sound stage. I have a red camera, and I have the. It's a crew.
You got
get a
the
crew. You
goods.
get to be on
Yeah.
set. And you get to be on set in LA, which is really fun for a lot of my students who don't live there. Right? They travel into LA and they shoot their demos. So you get the experience on the set as well as getting the stuff for your demo, right? It's two birds, one stone. You get headshots. You get a strategy session with an LA talent manager to talk about what you have. Let's strategize how to get you to the next step. And then, of course, we have a rap party, which, Christine, you came to our rap party this past summer, which was a lot of fun. And that's a Talent Launch Boot Camp. So if there's somebody out there that's, oh, yeah, I need stuff for my demo, and you can't create it yourself, then you can call me and I will basically create it for you. And you'll learn through osmosis, basically, of how we did all of that. So
that's incredible.
Those are what I offer right now.
The link in the comments in Instagram. Please check out thedesertplayhouse.com, y'all, for all your acting real needs. Thank you so much again, Ashley, for being part of this.
Yeah.
You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the GetReelisms.com housekeeping. Get your books, GetReelisms.com. Get your teas like these.
Yes. And if you want to be a guest,
if
you please DM us on IG or just email us at getreelisms@gmail.com. And yeah, we are always looking for ways to inspire and teach, because this is a very hard industry to be in. So we need to create a community to rally and support each other. Our hope is that by listening to this podcast, you'll be able to find some tips and link with some current professionals in the industry to help you with your own career journey as well. The people that we invite on our podcast are all super nice, all very approachable. We are very cognizant about who we invite. And so we only want to invite people who want to share the knowledge and who want to invite other people to join the industry and stuff like that. So that's the only way for us to improve our industry as a whole, the culture, the vibe. And yeah, we love what we do. We're suffering through it, and we want to suffer with other people who are cool as well. So
that's right.
So
commiserate, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Misery. Yes.
Thank you again so much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the website is in the link or in the description. And was there anything else before we take off? Yeah.
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Basically, any of your usual podcast places, you can find the Get Reelisms podcast. Just type in Get Reelisms, real like in film reel, RE. And yeah, it helps us. It allows us to know that people are listening. I'm always surprised when people are like, hey, I really like this episode. I'm like, wait, people are listening? We do it because I call it our public therapy session for film.
Yeah.
And I get to meet and reconnect with awesome people who have been big parts of my own career journey as well. So I'm very happy that I've been able to catch up with you on this, Ashley, and I'm going to hang out pretty soon. And yeah, we're still here.
We're still here.
Still here.
We're still here.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much again, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. We'll catch you. And Ashley, got to come back as well. Open invitation for you to come back to the show.
Yes, if you ever have a big project that you're working on, you're excited about, please let us know. We want to promote it.
Yeah,
and
please.
everything.
I've got an audition after this, so
All right.
we'll see.
Well, there we go.
So
Yes, yes.
thank you again so much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you hopefully next week.